What time is it? It's swing time. Welcome to the Daily Neitz, a look at classic films, modern cinema, and the world of professional wrestling. And today we're talking about the Fred Astaire Ginger Rogers film Swing Time. Now, it's really hard for me to not compare this movie to Singin' in the Rain, because I just watched that like 2 weeks ago, last week, and it's still fresh in my mind. And they're very similar-ish movies, song and dance, like classic film musical movies. And I want to just come out and say it. I think I prefer Singin' in the Rain. Just as a whole, cat hair on my tongue. Like as a whole, I think it worked better as a movie. The plot was more interesting. I liked the songs and the dancing a little bit better in Singin' in the Rain than in Swing Time, which is saying something, because my whole life I've been hearing about like Fred Astaire being like this amazing dancer, and Rogers like was his best partner and all that stuff, and they are very incredible dancers, and the dance sequences were the high points of this movie. It's the between bits. The plot itself, I didn't realize that the standard romantic comedy plot was as old as it is, because that's what this movie is. It's the standard plot, like boy meets girl, they fall in love with each other, she discovers something about him that changed, like some misunderstanding, and she breaks up with him, and then they resolve it and they end up happily together. Like that's the standard like formula, and that's what the formula of this movie is. And he's hiding his fiancée from her that he doesn't even want to marry anyway, and then when she finds out about it, she goes off with some other guy, and he, breaks things off with his fiancée, and it ends with him breaking up a wedding, which happens in like every romantic comedy, even like good ones, like The Graduate. That's how that movie ends. So it's just like, I didn't think a movie from the 30s could have a cliched, overdone plot, but it does. And of course I'm seeing it 80 years later, and when it was new, I'm sure it was new. But seeing it now, it kind of has that cliche about it. It's like stereotypical romantic comedy. And there's too much of the plot and not enough of the song and dance. It's, I think, 20 minutes to a half an hour into the movie before anybody even sings, which if it's a musical, I want it to open with a song, so my brain goes, oh, this is a musical. People will be singing, cool. But in this one, like, it's a half hour in, like, the plot's set up, he's moved to New York, he's met Penny, and he's started, like, the romance has started, and then he starts singing, and it was like, this is one of those movies, we're doing this now, okay, just took me by surprise, and it was, a quarter of the way in, but then it's followed by, incredible dancing, which, there was a little bit of that at the beginning, but not the music, not the singing, rather, so it kind of threw me for a loop when the singing started. And even then, there were only like 4 or 5 songs and 4 or 5 dance numbers. It wasn't a whole lot. I feel like Singin' in the Rain had more. I could also just be misremembering, but I feel like it did. And it just, the pacing felt a little bit off in this one as well. There's a lot of setup at the first half of the movie, and then the payoffs all happen like kind of at the end. And it felt a little off. Felt a little bit off to me. It was a great movie. Not looking at the cliche, and the dancing was absolutely incredible. I can't talk about this movie though without talking about blackface, which is really unfortunate, because it was a very adorable scene when they kiss for the first time and they're behind the door and all that. It was so cute, and then it ends with him being all excited and then just slapping on blackface. And I mean, it was the 30s. I thought it wasn't socially acceptable anymore by then, but I guess apparently it still was. It definitely isn't now, and for good reason. It is incredibly offensive, and they still went there in this movie, and it's this, no pun intended, this stain on what is maybe the most impressive dance number I've seen. I would watch the Bojangles scene again before rewatching Make 'Em Laugh or something from Singin' in the Rain, because the dance scene was the choreography was incredible, the cinematography in it was incredible, the set and costumes, just everything looked great, but it's in blackface. Why did it have to be in blackface? It just kind of, it's just again, no pun intended, this dark mark on this great scene in film, and it's really disappointing to me. But yeah, between this and Singing in the Rain, I would rewatch the dance scenes from this, but I would rewatch Singing in the Rain as a whole before rewatching Swing Time. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to compare them, but I feel like I have to, because that's how I feel. I did appreciate the pants joke making an appearance at the end. It bookended the film. I did appreciate that as far as the plot goes. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about Swing Time. Good, like, brilliant dancing, like, artwork dancing. Not a great plot, I guess. I don't want to badmouth it too much. I didn't care about the plot. I just wanted more dancing. That's what I want to say. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I've said. That was Swing Time. Join me again tomorrow for another movie. I don't know what yet. We'll see. Actually, maybe one of these days might do another play. We shall see. But until then, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And follow me on Twitter at Daily Neitz. And until tomorrow, bye.